Open Network for February 15th, 2016. This is a World War III update. It appears that over the weekend there was no Valentine love being spread around the Middle East. Turkey has done quite the opposite and decided to start attacking in Syria. This comes on the heels, of course, of Saudi Arabia mobilizing 20 Arab and Islamic and friendly countries together to form one of the largest and most important in the history of the region, a military exercise of that size. Further to that, Turkey is claiming that they are trying to push back the YPG, who are, if you remember correctly, are explicitly backed by the U.S. Military. So essentially they're pushing back people who have the ability to call in U.S. airstrikes. And they have put the very loose pieces together in order to back their decisions, is that they can't use ISIS as their reason for attacking Aleppo, because ISIS doesn't have a very large presence in Aleppo, but they say the PKK are terrorists who are aligned with YPG, so therefore they can shell Aleppo. That's their idea. This is probably just a stone's throw away from full-blown, out-of-control, no-holds-barred, because all it's going to take is for one Russian soldier to be unexpectedly blown up. Let's talk about Russia for a minute. Let's talk about what they've done here. It's very interesting how they have played their cards here. Russia has positioned themselves very well as being the superpower running the show in the Middle East, just by the way that they've positioned themselves, that it would, by backing Assad and the recapturing of Aleppo for Assad, which is completely opposite of what the U.S. was attempting to do, which was to bring democracy to Syria because of this brutal dictatorship. Have you seen the pictures of this unfortunate land now that used to look quite serene and beautiful? I know it was under dictatorship, I get it, but it's now just rubble. Anyway, it appears that the Turkish president has no concerns over what his optics are and what the rest of the world thinks. He is pushing forward with this movement into Syria, again with the backing of the Saudis. So they're calling themselves the North Thunder, the military exercise which will be held and commanded by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with the participation of another 20 countries and the Peninsula Shield Force as well. The exercise's main objective is to demonstrate the high combat capabilities of the participant armed force and their readiness and ability to function successfully in combined operations. That is a very specific message to be sending. So, as quoted by a news channel, what is present now is aircraft that are part of the Saudi forces. The kingdom is ready to participate in any ground operations that the coalition against ISIS may agree to carry out in Syria. Turkish artillery, in this map here you'll see Turkish artillery shelled Syrian territory, targeting Syrian Kurdish positions and positions of the Syrian Arab Army. Expect those attacks to continue in the name of self-defense. Meanwhile, Russians aren't letting up. Aleppo will be recaptured, and that is what they say. And here's another quote. Russia is determined to create facts on the ground, and they have accomplished this. They will invite the West. Here's the position I was talking about when it comes to Russia. They've got themselves in a position where they've created enough strongholds, if you will. And this is John McClane has exclaimed some of this. Russia has determined to create facts on the ground, and when they have accomplished this, they will invite the West to fight the common enemy. This is ISIS. This is Norbert Röttgen, head of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the German Parliament, said, underscoring their contention that Russia is determined to negotiate from a position of absolute strength. John McCain is also quoted as saying, "Let's be clear about what this agreement does. It allows Russia's assault on Aleppo to continue for another week. Mr. Putin is interested in being our partner, or is not interested in being our partner, pardon me. He wants to shore up Assad's regime. He wants to establish Russia as a major power in the Middle East. He wants to use Syria as a live fire exercise for Russia's modernizing military." And he's right. They do. Why? Because it puts them in a strong position that America's almost powerless to stop. In the short term, the only question is this: how long will it take before Turkey or Saudi Arabia kills a Hezbollah fighter or an IRGC general? Or worse, what happens when a Russian ends up dead at the hands of a region's Sunni powers? Things are coming to a head fast, folks. Stay tuned and pay attention to what's going on. There's some pretty interesting things happening in the Middle East, and I will have to say that it looks like Aleppo could very easily be the city that launched what will be put into the history books as World War III, although it has been, World War III started 5 years ago. It's been an Eyes Open Network news update.